So, Dr. Shearer, what in your research, what was the significance then of the head hunting? Because I mean, we saw a lot of heads in some of your slides there.
Oh, it's ritual. It was part of the ritual. You needed a head for your kanyao, for your festival. Yeah, that was part of it. The other part was it was warfare as well.
Mm,
Yeah, there's
mm,
the physician that accompanied. So Aguinaldo crossed the Cordillera from west to east, and he was accompanied by a doctor named Simeon Villa. And Simeon Villa kept a diary. And if you can get a hold of Simeon Villa's diary,
Simeon
then he
Villa.
talks also about the Igorots. And they were definitely afraid of the Igorots. Or, well, I guess they weren't Igorots. They went to Bontoc. Yeah, that's true. So Igorots, because they'd have native guides, and they'd send the native guides out to scout ahead, and they'd never come back. And then you look for them, you find their bodies cut up, the heart taken out, and stuff like that. And then the story was, well, they took the heart and they drank the blood from the heart, stuff like that. Some sort of cannibalism of some form in those things. Now, this is Vila talking, so you don't know, the veracity of that, but
Yeah.
you get that eye-opening stuff from there. But definitely, he wrote the Filipino troops were scared of the.
Yeah, the
Wow.
headhunting, which was very, very interesting to kind of like hear about the reasons why the. I mean, I think it's similar, although I don't hear much about the Rainbow Bridge amongst our people.
Yeah,
Uh, that that's what the indigenous Taiwanese have,
Yeah.
that connection to their ancestors. They think about the Rainbow Bridge
yeah,
and the cutting of heads. I mean, although I do hear in the old stories, yeah, that's the reason why. It's like, because like if someone kills someone in your family, your ancestors are going to be pissed.
yeah.
So
You had to get revenge.
you
You had to
have
Yeah.
get.
to, yeah.
You
So it
have
was
to
just
take it
like
out.
you have to
Yeah,
like chop 10 heads
yeah,
in that person's village to kind of appease your ancestors' spirits.
yeah.
But
That's right.
yeah, I don't know. Somewhere along the line, the spirituality, or like their reasons, must have changed over time as they started to settle further and further down the river. But even the Kalingas don't. I don't hear them talking about the Rainbow Bridge either, and
Yeah,
unless you've
maybe they
heard.
don't. The no, no. Did you watch that movie, Warriors of the Rainbow?
Yeah, I watched that, and like, yeah, that was so like, wow. When the
You
first
say,
thing that
yeah,
hit
that
me
looks
was like,
familiar.
yeah,
Yeah.
the first thing that
Yeah.
hit me was the singing. Like there was a
Yeah.
scene where he's
Yeah.
singing and they're doing a call and response. I'm like, oh my god, that's just like, that's exactly like us. And then I
Yeah.
started to see everything else, and I was like, oh wow, the tattoos, and then the dancing, and then kind of like the way that they, their society was. Even though it's a movie, um, they
Yeah,
tried to keep things very close as much as
yeah.
possible.
It looked like, yeah. It looked like they're trying to be as authentic as they could.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
on that.
yeah.
My grandfather was there. In fact, if you
Oh,
looked at that photo of the people whose heads got taken, he
yes.
probably met some of them because he was there 6 months, 3 months before,
Before
six
that?
months before the massacre. He was in that village studying the language of those people.
My
Mm.
God,
Wow.
that's
Yeah.
Wow.
very interesting.
So he wrote about it briefly when he published his paper on that.
And he
Oh
was trying
wow.
to build connections between that language and the.
Philippine, yeah, Formosan and Philippine languages.
Very
Mm.
interesting.
Wow.
What year was that?
1930. No, wait, hang on. Let me thought. Yes, 1930. His paper came out 2 years later, 1932. Yeah,
Oh, so I was
but
1930.
unfortunately, it's all mountains, and he had an accident, and so he was not able to complete his trip. If he had completed his trip, which was north to south, he would have found the people that they now think were the ancestors of the Filipinos. I was in Taiwan in my hotel room at night. I turned on the TV, but I wasn't really paying attention. It was the news. And all of a sudden, I heard something. I said, "Oh, somebody's speaking Tagalog." But it was actually a regional broadcast from that group, the Amis people. And they were speaking their language. And I said, "Oh, boy, that sounds close."
Mm.
A lot of their
But
language,
Wow.
they
some
use a
people think
lot of that.
it's Amis.
They use the fa cha sound. They like that. They use fa and cha, like the Bontoc
Uh-huh.
people.
Like the Bontoc people
Yeah.
do.
So I don't know, like for the when I think about the Bontoc people, like maybe that's something that's left over
Yeah.
from the original language.
Well, Ibaloy
Possibly
also uses cha.
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 Yeah.
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 The ancestors of the Baguio Ibaloy was a woman named Chamja.
Ah,
Chamja married Amkidit.
fa cha.